Shalom, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Kar Radash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and sincere shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. And I pretty much want to go into the topic about basically there's not much you could do for our people, especially with the whole situation, not even just the situation, just the simple fact that our people loving in this place. The simple fact that our people just don't have the understanding. It's just that our people really don't have the understanding. They lack the wisdom and acknowledgement, or really the understanding, especially when it comes to other guys trying to be more than what they are, trying to throw words that they don't understand, and it's just the whole fact that these people just need to go. So I'm going to jump right to it. This is Hosea 4 and 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou has rejected knowledge, which you can see on an everyday basis. Our people have always rejected knowledge. Even when with knowledge comes to understanding. See, there's a big difference between actually knowing something and actually having the knowledge of something, which goes into the understanding. People will say they know things, or they will know that aside from Esau being the devil, they will know that this society was not meant for us, or certain other things, but they just won't grasp it. They just don't have the knowledge or understanding towards it. You can know it, but you won't know the full comprehension behind it. It says, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Why does it say that? Because you gotta have 50 guys know something, and if they don't have the knowledge and understanding, they could say they go it out, they're going to try to preach the name of the Lord, and then they fall right out. Why? Because they don't have the wisdom and understanding. Which means because if they was out there, they would mess up the flock. They will be doing what these other camps are doing. Because it goes more than just knowing something, just to pull out something. You gotta have the wisdom and understanding behind it to back it up. Basically, equating life into these scriptures, and that's why a lot of these guys can't go out here and do the things that we do, because they don't apply these things. Of anything, a lot of these guys that wants to come out, or that is coming out, is just there for the fame, or just for. And then you may have some guys that might be sincerely waking up, or not waking up, trying to wake up everybody in the name of the Lord, but they just ain't doing it in the right mindset. Because the Lord had basically spit them out to be of all affection. So I'm going to get Jeremiah 11 and 14. It says, therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry or prayer for them, for I will not hear them in the time that they cry unto me for their trouble. So, as a whole, we can't be worried about these people, especially the 2/3, because not everybody's going to make it. Our people want to be this God-fearing Christian society, and thinking it's just easy to pray on quote-unquote God or Jesus and be sent right out of here. Doesn't work that way. Because if that was the case, you say you're already saved, well, you wouldn't be here. If I'm correct, which I know I'm correct, you wouldn't be here. The whole point of being saved is to be taken out from somewhere. So let's say, for example, you walk into the alleyway, you see three game bangers trying to rob you or cut you. Well, if you have no way of saving yourself and someone comes to save you, they pulling you out of that predicament. So it's the same way in this scenario in Babylon. If you know that there's a second coming and you saying you're already saved, what are you being saved from? Because these Christians like to say they going to the kingdom of heaven. So if you're already saved, why aren't you in the kingdom of heaven? Unless you're saying that Babylon is the kingdom of heaven. But then y'all always the same one saying that you know he's coming back. So that feels like a big hypocrite moment right there. So even go further into it, when it comes down to our people as a whole, where it says, "Therefore pray not for this people, neither lift up a cry or prayer for them." Why? Because they're so far Americanized that they don't really, deep down in their mind, they feel they did not, that they already are saved, or not even just being saved, that they're just loving in this place. You get the luxury life, the TVs, entertainment, YouTube, you name it. These people get it, and then they feel comfortable in this place. But even to go further into it, when it comes to these false camps, especially the new upbringing camps that just come out of nowhere with their backwards doctrines. And that's one of the main reasons why the Lord says pray not for them, because they're coming up with these false doctrines that don't even pertain to the truth. Not even just the truth, it just doesn't pertain to making sense of something. Especially waking up solely black people. Just solely black people. That's the only thing they're looking for. The whole, all of so-called black people need to wake up. But what about the rest of the 12 tribe sign? Or in your mind that the 12 tribe sign is all black people? It would make sense to me, especially since the skin color doesn't matter. But these people bank on the skin color thing. If you have black skin, you're a nigga. If you have white skin, you're an Edomite. But these Arabs have dark skin, have skin just as dark as ours. You have some just as white as Esau, but you have a lot of them that has skin dark as us. A lot of them. So would you call them niggas? No, for well, that those are Arabs, and even we go into it all the time. People are mixed amongst them. You mean to tell me that we've been over Israel sitting right next to these Arabs and we haven't popped any of the women? Well, we've been popped multiple nations of women. How do you think we end up all over the place? So it's just still that simple, that the fact is that we've been sprinkled all over the place. So I'm gonna get this final scripture real quick. This is Jude 1:10. It says, "But these speak evil of those things which they not know." Now, and that's the common thing about being in this truth, is everybody's just basically against everybody, or everybody's basically against us, basically, because we don't follow the things that everybody wants to do. We ain't gonna follow when someone says, "You're still our brother, even though you teach something different." Where'd you get that from? That doesn't even make sense. We're not gonna call you our brother if you ain't on the same accord as us. That's like saying that this person, that's like saying, I have a friend that's into, what should I say? How should I say? That's into being, that's into adultery, which a lot of, being in that world, we had a lot of friends, so-called friends, that was into adultery, that are into adultery. But it's like saying that if that if this guy sleeps with my wife, I'm gonna still be friends with him. That where did that come from? The first thing which usually a lot of guys do with they if they find out someone slept with their woman, they're going to try to kill the guy. You mean to tell me I'm still going to call him a brother? Hell, if I really want to go into further into the example, if we're so-called brothers for teaching different things, how come I never see one of y'all teaching, going to a Christian church saying y'all still brothers? I won't see that. Christian, the churches read the Bible just like we do, not the same way, but they still they still put up a Bible, and they would still call each other brothers. But how come y'all ain't going to these churches calling them brothers? That's what I want to know. Is it because they don't call on the Israelite thing? We not banking on the Israelite thing. We know it's our heritage is Israel, but we ain't gonna follow the things that y'all people do just because we want that we don't see things y'all way. So yeah, y'all been known to speak evil, especially throwing words out there that y'all don't have, that y'all know not. Hate, brother or sister, which one is it? I still don't see y'all pulling up the definition of these things. Y'all just throw them out loosely. And we had to come back and correct you on it every time. Not because we hate you, but because you just bring out the wrong things. It's just, y'all just bring out the wrong things. I mean, why would you, think about it. If that's like being in a classroom, really. If someone keeps pulling out the same wrong answers, someone's got to pretty much step in and correct them. Like, hey, that's like saying 10 plus 10 equals 24. You be like, no, it's 20. So you gotta be able to be in there and correct them, especially since you got other people around you that may not know and still follow the exact same thing you're doing. We got to pull them on track. The elected, of course, because not everybody's meant to get it. But y'all trying to drag everybody into it while we're only trying to grasp the elect that are only able to get the understanding. So that was pretty much on that. So with that, Shalom and death to Babylon.